Greetings, Warriors of the Ring. My name is Strider656. I'd like to welcome you back to War of the Ring. Today I'll be playing a LoME game, reviewing it. I played this against Polijuna early this morning, and it was an interesting game, so I wanted to share it with you. Alright, so I'm playing Shadow, he's playing Free, and we determined side by I rolled a die, and so here we go. So I draw Shadows Gather, gates are closed. He has Gandalf Narya, and put Gimli out. So I took the move a nation down. So I allocate 9 because that's what you're supposed to do in LoME. Then I roll 2 more, and he rolls a very, very good roll. So I decide to vent here very soon. Because I'm not happy with the start. I don't know what the heck to do. So I decide that I want to hold on to that muster in case he moves to Fellowship and I hit him, so I can get the Chief. So for that reason, I move from Baradur to Gorgoroth, from Far Harad to Near Harad. I'm thinking we prove the Swifter's probably coming out. And he says a cool thing he can do, he says, but I see Wizard Staff come out, so I'm like, okay. So I go vent. And you can check venting that I did. Alright, now I realize I'm probably not going to do much, so I decide just to go towards Gondor, because Gimli is up here, so I think, let's attack Gondor. I don't know what I'm doing. It was a Fellowship. I miss. He says big. I decided I want to get Gothmog, because I'm already here. And that way I can maximize his use. I changed my mind, and I think I don't even know what I'm doing here. So this is brutal. I decided to move Sauron down that way instead because he's not going to lose Gandalf for a while. I don't see him bringing two rings out. It was a Fellowship. I hit him twice, but he plays Wizard Staff. So I decided to just move these guys up. I could have moved these guys out, but again, I want to wait until he moves to see if I can get Gandalf. Sorry, if I can get the Chief out. So it was Gondor down, and I bring Gothmog in. I do Shadows Gather too, so I could gather them up later. That's what I'm thinking as well. Alright, so turn 2, I draw Lord of the Elven Rings and Stormcrow. I allocate 1 eye, and I roll 1 more. Gandalf rolls an eye. But his roll is wonderful. It's a great roll. So I start with, he passes. I put Lord of the Elden Rings out. Passes again. This time I start to move towards Gondor to threaten it. And I move up here because I'm thinking I did the math wrong. So I can do Shadows Gather. 1, 2, 3. But I can't make it yet. It was a Fellowship. I roll total miss. Then I move up and up here so that I can play Shadows Gather coming up. Moves to north. He thinks about separating Strider. This tells me he probably has Dead Men of Dunharrow. So if he does that, I'm okay with it. I'll just attack here into Gilead, or better yet, just move here to West Harandor. So that if he does decide to deadman it, I'll counterattack. So I say go for it, but he changes his mind, brings Strider back, and moves the Fellowship. And I hit twice, and I draw Smeagol. So I am disgusted here. I'm like, oh my goodness. Horrible. But at least he won't get Gandalf back, unless he moves and gets any kind of damage. I decide to play Shadows Gather here, so that I could possibly take out Woodland Realm here before he can play the card. The Thranduil's Archers. It's an exciting game. He was a Fellowship. Last time I hit him on the 4 and draw an eye, so it's 1. He could lose Smeagol to this, but he might be being very what's the word for it? Particular. Like he wants to draw tiles. So he takes the corruption. So I think he's seeing if he can get a better tile to take Golem out. And I draw another eye. That's 2 eyes. But now I can bring in the chief. So I changed my mind because I want to have that at least. I think Gothmog's gone, but I'm wrong because it wasn't a star result. So I checked the die. If you look at it, you probably can't see on your screen, but it looks like there's a little red mark here. I thought that was a star, but it's not. So he decides to play Thranduil's Archers. So now I'm like, come on. More bad luck for me, it feels like. Check Woodland Realm anyway. But at least I have a lot more dice this turn. So I draw Black Captain Commands, and I draw Day Without Dawn. He can't roll Gandalf because Gandalf's not the guide. I only roll 1 eye this time. So Gothmog is gone for next round. Since by flipping the Fellowship, I decide to play some cards because I have the chief on him. So I play Gates Are Closed and I draw Morgul Wound. With Fellowship again. I miss again. That's his first movement though. Then I play Black Captain Command so I can attack Woodland Realm. That's my thoughts. And I draw Palantir of Orthanc. So I'm going to play Great Host here. He lets me move my people around, which is nice. So I move 1. I decide to leave the Fellowship alone because I know if he declares, I'll be able to move him. But if he declares, then he loses Smeagol, I think. So I attack Woodland Realm using Stormcrow. He plays Celeborn. And I get 2 6s. He gets 2 hits back. So 2 plus... Now he does 1 more. And I just have to get 2 hits here. But I don't want to do a card because I don't want to waste Palantir of Orthanc. He plays Heroic Death. I would have got a hit there. I would have gotten 3 hits if I had. Actually, no, I wouldn't because I'd have to forfeit leadership. So I do 2 hits. He does 2 hits. And I don't take them. So this is like wasting time. But it's fine. He gives me a ring to move the Fellowship again. This time I do hit. I draw 2. And now he loses Smeagol to that. And I got We Shall Get It. Attack Woodland Realm. No card. And I get my hits. With no hit. With no card. Which is really nice. All right. So I could. I'm thinking I could go Gondor here. He has one of these showing. I decided I want to get. I want to get. Gandalf, not Gandalf. Saruman. Maybe I should have done Saruman first here. Alright, I get no hits. He gets 1 hit. I press. He goes to Pelargir. And I bring his Elite and Minas Tirith. And now he has nothing left. I just bring Isengard to war. Bring Saruman in and play Palantir. And then bring the Balrog in using the ring. And my thought here is I want to roll more dice. So that, and the elves are already to war, so the dwarves move down 1. And there you have it. Alright, turn 4. I draw New Powers Rising, Falling from the Deep. So I'm glad I have Saruman now. Allocate 1 eye, roll 2 more. Roll 1 more, I mean. And the Balrog rolls an eye. He gets lots of Wills of the West here. He can get rid of gates that are closed here, but he probably wants to lose Gandalf. So he moves. Safe. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. So we can make it to Mordor here. I decide to move the Witch King onto the Fellowship and move everyone onto Osgiliath so that I get more rolls and I can play my cards here. Moves the Fellowship. This time I hit. It's a 1. Takes the Corruption again. He could have lost Gandalf there, but he's trying to maximize Corruption. But maybe you want to have Gandalf the White here. I play Foul from the Deep. And I get a 0 reveal. This prevents him from getting into Mordor here unless he gives me a ring. At least. I think he passes. Let me just check. I think he said pass. He must have. Morgul Wound. Bring him up to 4. He passes again. And I think for a while, and I decide that I want to go after Rohan. Because Gandalf the White's not here. And these guys aren't going to make it. Well, they could. They could double. They could. It'll make his Will of the West go after this instead. But instead I put Palantir of Orthanc out to bait the Will of the West. Which works. Now I play New Powers Rising. He draws a character card and discards because he's up at max. I decide to bring the Southlands and Eastlings down because I'm thinking Day Without Dawn, I want that to work. If it was right as a Theoden, and I attack forwards to know they're not going to make it in time to protect. No card, he plays Sudden Strike, misses on his pre, and I got 1. He gets 0 back. And I move everyone in because I'm not worried about ends. Turn 5. Draw Wormtongue, which laughs in my face, and Monster's Roused. He's debating on who to put as the guide. He decides to keep Gandalf. Fellowship, okay. I rolled the Balrog by accident, so the Balrog is going to go away, which is fine. Lots of eyes. He rolls the Will of the West and 2 in a character, so he's not going to be able to get Gandalf unless he gives me a ring. Sets with the Fellowship. Attack Helm's Deep because I want to take care of it before he can do anything. He was the Fellowship. I hit. And I draw an eye, which is a 1 reveal. So now the gates are closed, and a tile's gonna get drawn for that. So gates is first, and I draw an eye. That's all 4 eyes, and I draw 0 reveal. Okay. So let's look at the hunt pool out of curiosity. So there's not many reveals left. There's only 3 reveals. So Polijuna says an achievement if I win 4 eyes before Mordor. I said I won't win, but thanks. We shall get it. Moves up or start. Oh yeah, get rid of the gates. Are close to move everything up. I think for a while here, what to do. I said I want to take out Helm's Deep. I said no Helm's Deep yet. I want to do something else first. So move the Southlands and Eastlings to war first. He brings Galadriel and Lorien. He decides to pre-roll his die. Some people do that because they believe it always rolls eyes. I'm with the Witch King. I think about what to do. Set to attack Helm's Deep. So there's really no reason to delay this. He thinks it's dreadful spells. I play Wormtongue because I think that it works. It doesn't. He says I can't play. I said that's right. It's combat. So I take it back. I said you can take yours back too. That happens sometimes. So 0 hits on both sides. I press. He plays a strategy card, plays Daylight. and I get no hits. My reroll, I get 2 hits. Very unlikely, but I'm at 4. I want to try to get to 5 by the time he gets to Mort. It's one of my goals. He does get 2 hits. Alright. He decides to start mustering up at Edoras. I decide to draw a character card. There's Dreadful Spells. He just mentioned it, which I find humorous. Draws a character card. I decide I'm going to attack Minas Tirith because then I can play Dreadful Spells next turn. Now he's in Mordor. But he has no Gandalf, the white, yet because Gandalf's still alive. I drew Captain of Despair and I drew Horde from the East, and I got rid of Wormtongue because he saw it. Plus, it's the crappiest card. But happy to see Captain of Despair because he's got lots of companions, so I want to play that pretty soon. His Fellowship, okay, I roll because he says that, and he decides to just keep it. And he rolls this. He decides he wants to bring Elrond in, so he does. I play Captain of Despair, so I can play this character card for movement. So I'm going to open the pool. I play Dreadful Spells on Minas Tirith, and I got 4 hits, which is nuts. So those poor Minas Tirith people. I've never seen a hit so bad. Witch King's proud. He starts mustering more in Edoras. Changes his mind. He decides to flip the Fellowship and give me Elrond so he can move probably. So attack Minas Tirith. It's not gonna last long anyway. So I decide to play Monsters Roused. This Heroic Death. I get 2 hits or 1. Gets 2 back. So I decided to press to know that that's his only strategy card or one of his only strategy cards. Now I'm gonna play Deadly Strife. And I get my hits, and he gets 2 back. And Deadly Strife would have helped because I would have rolled the hits anyway. But it's nice to do that. All right, so I'm at 6 now. I'm trying to think where I'm getting my points from. Who's the Fellowship? Look at the hunt pool, by the way. Pretty friendly. There's a lot of eyes, though. Eyes would be great. But it does have Galadriel. So he moves the Fellowship. He draws an eye. He Galadriels it. I remove it. And then I draw another eye. So unlucky for him. There's no achievement for that. There's one for Mithril Coat, though. That's actually a 5R. Which I remind him of because of the Captain of Despair. So it's at 7. He says, starting to look grim. Like, grim my ass, man. He's fine. He's got so many companions left. I'm not anywhere close to getting. I'm at 6, but I'm looking at my points from. So I'm still feeling like it's not good for me. Now I can hide too with Strider. Decide to start moving towards Dol Amroth, and I decide I'm getting worried about Gandalf coming in too. So I decide to move these guys to protect Saruman. But instead of leading to Edoras, I bring the mouth in, and he flips the Fellowship. Now I'm going to turn 7. I draw Return to Valinor, the ring is mine. And I roll eyes again. Lots of eyes. And he doesn't roll any wolves to the west, but he has 2 movement. But he has no rings left. Moves the Fellowship and draws another eye. That's another 4R. So there goes Strider. So I've drawn 3 eyes in a row. multiple eyes in a row. So I'll be able to hide, and that's it this turn. I decide to go for he can't do anything about this, so I'm going to make a run for Dol Amroth to get my 8, and 9 will be Pelargir. Attack Pelargir. Polijuna starts showing the chances of me drawing these tiles. I do no card. He does no card. I miss. He misses. I press. He runs away. Now I'm at 7. He flips Fellowship. I play the Ring as mine because I feel like maybe he's going to draw that too. He draws a character card and discards a character card. I decide to draw a strategy card to see if I can do something to help me out in attacking. I could have attacked using my using a ring, but I don't have any leadership here. He draws another character card, kills the strategy card. I decide to block Path of the Roses. He was I'll go alone to get rid of. He gets rid of a Hobbit, and I decide to attack Lambden using a ring, and I play Muma Kill. He plays Advantageous Position. I do get 1 hit, but he gets none back, so I get 2 instead of 1. So it presses him in there. And he wanted to make sure I used the ring. I did. I used Galadriel. The reason I used Galadriel is because I think Elrond is more useful. And there aren't many eyes left in the pool. And he can't use Galadriel on this if he has 3 rings for the Elven Kings. So going to turn 8. I draw Nazgul Strike, Orcs multiplying again. Allocate 1 eye. He rolls crap again. Barely any movement. Musters and card draws. Alright. I decide to... he decides to muster an elite in Dol Amroth. I attack Dol Amroth. He passes. I move leadership onto there, and I move, and I'm also able to make sure if I draw an eye again that it's worth a lot of damage. He flips the dwarves. He's preventing a military win here because he sees it at his attack here, and I attack here, and I can win. I decide to kill the Witch King and replace him with the other one. I like to kill him off because otherwise the game glitches sometimes, especially in replays. He brings the dwarves totally to war. So there goes for Dale. Attack DA. I'm going to play an Onslaught here because I want to bait out his strategy card. He plays Advantageous Position. I get 2, just 2 hits. He gets 3 back, which is very good considering he has no rerolls. I press anyway because I'm going to play my Deadly Strife. So I press draw. I don't sacrifice anyone. I could have played Corsairs here, but I want to use that just in case I need to retake. So I use the Return to Valinor, and I get 4 hits. And he gets 3 back. Now I'm at 9. And now he marches out to protect Dale. So I think about, I could attack it. But I said that's not the best option here, and then I'll just try to worry about the corruption here. He decides to move the Fellowship, and I draw a 3. Takes Boromir, takes 1 more corruption, and now Legolas is the guide. Someone for Ezra for that red one to just break his, to make him so angry with it. I decide to use a ring to play Give It to Us. Put him 1 other red tile in the pool. Alright, so he's got to move twice here to win. Turn 9. I draw Warren Star and Toil and half orcs and goblin men. Fellowship okay. I allocate 1 eye, roll no more, and he only rolls 1 movement. So moves the Fellowship immediately. I draw 1 reveal. I'm happy to see this, as I didn't want to draw a 3, because I didn't want him to, because he could have theirs another way. But I do have Lure of the Elven, not Lure of the Elven Rings. I do have We Shall Get It on the Table. I let him take the keeper die. He realizes that he didn't choose which one to keep. I said, it doesn't matter, just pick which one you want. I don't care. Alright. So he decides to take a random here. But if he had drawn a 3, any of these 3s, it would make it so that he could play theirs the other way to possibly win. He randoms and I draw the Hobbit. And now I decide I'm going to go after the Shire. It's my idea now. So I'm going to play Balrog Come and start marching here. Pass, I decide to muster an elite. And I want to make sure, just in case he has Power of Tom Bombadil, that I do have enough dice to still take it. And I have the cards to discard, which would be Corsairs or Day Without Dawn and this. So I bring an elite to Moria. He passes. I move out with the character, which I add to the hunt box. It doesn't really matter, but I put there anyway. And then I move again after he passes, and I condense these 3. I think about going after Erebor too, so he has to figure out what he wants to do. So it looks over. So he thinks for a while. We disconnect. Then he decides to move towards Iron Hills, and he moves this guy down, the elite. I decide to attack the guy in Buckland. I know the name of the place. I'm not going to play a card. I got 1 hit. I got 3 hits. And he doesn't hit back. So I take them out. He has Rangers of the North, though, which I forgot about. I always think Rangers of the North is used in Woodland Realm, this area, the Dale defense. But he's able to recruit an elite and make this harder. So he said he needs to get 3 hits here. But he gets 1. And he gets an elite. And so I attack the Shire here. Play We Come to Kill. Plays Orderly Withdrawal. Let's see. I've never seen this card used before. We'll see if he does it right. I could have played Deadly Strife. I get 2 hits. He gets 2 back. If it was Deadly Strife, I would have gotten 5. And he escapes. Let's redo my post roll. And I get 0. I draw a strategy card. I have nothing I can do. I'm kind of sad I just played half orcs and goblin because I could play it now for the combat effect, for the actual card effect. Another elite that would help. So I decided to bring an elite in North Rune. Attacks the Shire. This is for the game. I do no card. He plays Emerald Dual Amroth. He does 1 hit. And I do 4 back. He presses. I do no card. He plays a sudden strike. He gets 1 as a pre. And he gets 1 more. And then I roll and I get 2 hits. So, crazy game. This is a game of definite, like, swings of luck, but more so, this is so unlucky for Polijuna. Crazy game. Thank you for playing. Thank you guys for watching. Let me show you the stats of this game. I'm going to have to tell you what they are, because I don't know if I have access to show you the stats screen. Let's see if I can maybe change the collection. That'll make you see it. Yeah, it didn't work, so it's fine. All right, I tried doing something that didn't work. Sorry, guys. I ended up being +8 on sixes. He was +2. I was -1 on fives. He was +1 on fives. He had 6 Wills of the West rolled, 12 characters rolled, and I was plus on eyes. I rolled 4 extra eyes. But it was a crazy game. Wild game. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you, Polijuna, for being a good sport during this game, and I'm very proud of this win. Polijuna is ranked 3 in the world, so this is a huge win for me. And that gets my LoME games up. So thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.